Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another random review. Today it's another modern film from 2019. This is Take Me Somewhere Nice by Enya Sandarevic. I'm going with Enya Sandarevic. Bosnian born, but moved to the Netherlands during the Balkan War. This is another Decca Analog Region A release with nice slipcovers. Decca Analog is a kind of sister label with Vinegar Syndrome, probably hence the slipcovers. You get internal artwork and a nice booklet. And the good thing about this release is you also get Senderevic's 3 short films, so you can pretty much watch her entire career on one Blu-ray release. And this is her debut feature. She has 3 shorts: Import from 2016, Fernway from 2014, and Travellers in the Night from 2013. Now this film is somewhat personal to Senderevic, as she grew up in Bosnia and moved to the Netherlands, and this is about a girl who is in the Netherlands with her mother. Her father is back in Bosnia, and he's in hospital out in the country, and the daughter decides to go to visit him. So she hooks up with her cousin that she hasn't seen for 10 years. His friend, I don't really know what they do. They keep talking about his friend as an intern, but they don't really have jobs. They drive about in a very rickety car. And she spends some time with them, and then she wants to go out into the country, but her cousin has no interest in helping her. So it's a road movie essentially, and she interacts with certain characters. There's a kind of lounge singer who's been all over Europe, a businessman, and then they kind of reunite with the cousin and the friend. And not much really happens plot-wise. This is more of a character study. This is more Kaurismäki and Jarmusch and a little bit of Hal Hartley. Fans of Hal Hartley's Simple Men will recognise a piece of music that's used in this film. And it's offbeat, which might be a kind of stereotype, but it's offbeat. It's not going to be for everybody, but that's kind of what Decca Analog is about. They're sort of like anti-worlds, I guess, in the UK, but I would say their films are perhaps a higher batting average than anti-worlds. It's beautiful Bosnian countryside, and that's kind of the juxtaposition of the countryside with the very kind of stale and bland buildings, the very washed out colours, and it has a melancholy feel. And again, it's a film about leaving your country and how you react to it when you go back years later, how it makes you feel. There's interesting conversations. There's some philosophical conversations in between the kind of offbeat humour and the seemingly aimless plot. There's a nice conversation about the difference between nationalism and patriotism. There's a philosophical chat about the position of men in the modern world. Again, it has some absurdist humour. At one point, the girl loses her suitcase and ends up claiming another one, and the things that are in it during a police traffic stop make it quite interesting. Because she's had her suitcase stolen, she only has one outfit, which we see her choosing at the start of the film, until she gets another outfit from the suitcase, which is just as singular as her initial outfit. So it's kind of a ragtag shaggy dog story, but Senderovich really uses lovely compositions and interesting camera angles. Yes, it's a road movie because they are quite cheap to make, really, because you're just out on location and you can stop anywhere you see a nice location, but it's kind of underpinned with this sense of melancholy and, I'm no longer Bosnian because I've been away for 10 years, but I'm not really Dutch either because I don't really belong there either, so what are you and where do you belong? It's really about that. But what I will say of this release, you get interviews with Senderovich and the main female actor. But as I say, you get Senderovich's 3 shorts. Now, short films sometimes can be okay, it's a short film and it's fairly minor and not really that good. And yes, it's nice to have short films included on feature length releases, but you usually watch them once and never go back to them. But these 3 shorts are very good. So Travellers in the Night from 2013 is silent, and it just follows 3 characters at an all-night petrol station. The person at the desk, a truck driver who's just come in for something to eat, and then a somewhat strange, rough, odd-looking character who comes in for perhaps other reasons that were immediately suspicious of him, and the person behind the desk is suspicious of him, and then that changes. It's really funny and enjoyable. They're all between 10 and 17 minutes long, so we do get to know the characters a little bit. And then the second one, Fernhay, is about a girl who's adopted into a farm family. I'm assuming she's a refugee from Bosnia. These are all Netherlands-Bosnia co-productions, by the way. Or the Netherlands Film Foundation is primarily. The feature-length one is just a Bosnian Netherlands co-production. Apologise. And it's how she fits in with this family. They've got a Down syndrome son. And again, it's that, can you fit in to another country, to another family? Again, beautifully shot, not a lot of dialogue. And again, some black humour, and it worked really well. And then finally Import, which is the longest one from 2016, which is 17 minutes. And this follows, again, a Bosnian family in the Netherlands trying to fit into the neighbourhood. And it follows the mother, who's a cleaner at a hospital, but you do get information about her that perhaps she was more than just a cleaner at a hospital in Bosnia. The 2 little girls in the family and how they react to other people, and how other people react to them, and Also the father, how he reacts to the male neighbours and his struggles to try and get a satellite dish to actually pick up anything in the television. In that sense of once you get the television sorted, that's you kind of assimilated into society, because it is the opium of the masses. Again, this one's really well acted, really funny in places, but again, it does have this underpinning of, we all have our biases against immigrants, and even the immigrants have their biases against other groups of people, and it's like, can we ever actually get on and forget where we came from and forget where we belong to, and what our identity is, and can we actually just live together and get on, which obviously seems impossible at this point. But that's really why I wanted to do a video about this. The film itself is really nice, yeah, it's really good, but the shorts are actually well worth checking out as well. You can see there's almost like a mirror effect on the slipcover. Yep, if you're into slipcovers, Deck Analog do a really nice job. It's embossed, oh, that's amazing. Yeah, so Take Me Somewhere Nice, probably my first Bosnian Netherlands co-production film in my collection. But it will be interesting to see what Zendarevic does next. As I say, this is from 2019. But all these are kind of personal, and she has knowledge about what the characters are going through, and perhaps a little bit less in Travellers in the Night. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this random review of Take Me Somewhere Nice from 2019. Can you believe it? Doing more videos of films from 2019, that's unbelievable. So please let me know if you've seen Take Me Somewhere Nice and what you think of it, and you can also let me know what your favourite Bosnian Netherlands co-production film is. You can leave comments below. So this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.